Okay. Continuing on with our 3HC build. Probably just going to make wire harnesses for the most part today. Can't imagine it getting much farther than that. In the next couple days more than likely. Yesterday I fumbled through preparing the dumb boards. Made quite a large mistake with the second dumb board. I ended up tearing off a trace. Hello. Good, how about yourself? Yeah, I started beginning work on dumb board number 2. Excuse me, 3HC number 2, dumb boards 3 and 4. Yeah. Yes, last night I messed up something. I tried to fix it, and I just went down one of those holes where it just kept making things worse and worse for a while. I ended up tearing off one of the traces on the dumb board, but I was able to figure out a way to still save the board. Okie dokie. Okay. Yeah, I saw a microscope camera tool in there somewhere, I thought. Gotcha. Yeah, I plan on getting at least the board attached, installed. I don't know if I'll go so far as to actually get the tool and going just yet, but power what board from the Duet? Which? It comes through the ribbon cable, I believe. That's on the Duet form? Is that from some random person? Yeah.
And I want to find out what's really happening because, well, I fixed the problem, like, how do I need for something else? Like, well, it's not really fixing the problem that makes that thing for a working machine. So that's not fixing the problem, right?
Yeah, that's a Band-Aid.
That's the very best, yeah. I would like to say, I mean, I kind of want to respond to Wally and say, I appreciate the offer, I appreciate the suggestion, because I actually do appreciate the response, right? But does that address the issue of, does that address any design faults? Does that address any documentation issues? Because it sounds very much like that's a workaround. And the other workaround was replace the ribbon cables with jumper cables. It's like, well, that's not a response either, right?
Hmm.
Or maybe it is. I don't know.
The ribbon cable comes with the Duet, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
So if there's anything that should be correct, it should be that.
Well, with the ribbon cable may be too long. Maybe I need a shorter ribbon cable. That's actually a pretty easy fix, right? You just make a shorter ribbon cable. That's fine. What's that?
The ribbon cable that comes with it's pretty short.
It is. It's long enough that it runs underneath the board, underneath the Raspberry Pi, right?
Yeah, and not really much more than that.
Yeah. I mean, worst case, if I need to make the cable shorter and run the cable over the top, right, of the Pi, or move the Pi so that, flip the Pi over and so it's upside down, and then you just have a short jumper cable, a short ribbon cable between the two, that's fine too. Part of the problem is they chose to, yes, guys, I will give you this decision. Sorry, here. I'm trying to cook, and I've got two 15-pound cats doing the ankle with the figure eight. Which, if they both hit me at the same time, I could very easily end up on the floor. Hold on. Back at this side. There you go. So, and again, maybe I'm just being stubborn. And it's a matter of, well, it's not really ready for prime time. Well, then it's not really ready for prime time. Maybe we need to figure out a fix to get the firmware time, right?
Yeah.
But the other answer, I guess, debug information, can you actually try to figure out what's really going on instead of just stuck on not knowing what's fixing. So, that could be a thing. So how are you doing? How's life treating you right?
Oh, decent. Yeah, I got the shed projects pretty squared away.
Oh, that's good.
Once I get the electronics on the back here, I think I want to try finishing my table for the 3D printers.
I got my laser killer today.
Nice.
So, Light Out Deck had one for a 100-watt laser for $485. then it was, $85 shipping. I ordered it last Friday and I got it today. Making a couple of cheeseburgers today. Got some patties on the griddle here. Get them all warmed up, get them all cooked up. Put some cheese on them, and we're good to go.
Nice.
On the griddle, get it toasted. I don't have any onions.
Now I get to find out if I can remember how to do all the stuff I was doing before. I didn't imagine it would take me so long to get to the point where I'd be layering up the second board.
What kind of tools are you doing?
I've got more. I've got two more Hemera tools. I think so. If I do a little bit of rearranging, I believe there's just barely enough room. But I can always keep one Hemera as reserve and do something like Bowden V6 or something too. Okay. See if I can find the picture of how I had wired everything up before I put the 3HC in. May throw a photo of the whole photo into live stream off my phone, simply so I have an easier reference because I don't feel like looking for it in the Discord. I have a picture of the 6HC before I put it on. Oh wait, here we go. This is what I was looking for.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you had it just once.
I think it's funny sometimes all the stuff that ends up in the live stream chat that I'm pretty sure has nothing to do with live streaming.
Well, it just seems to be the place where everybody puts their stuff while they're looking on it, or while we're chatting at night.
Fair enough. I suppose that's a valid use if there's no live stream going. You know, in some weird way, it's almost more difficult to do something a second time because you have to follow the rules a second time.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I don't have to, but I like trying to be consistent.
There are rules. Where we go, there aren't any rules. The roads. Oh, we don't need roads. Rules? Roads? I'm not sure what the answer is. Anyway. Okay, I have burgers. They're too hot to eat. I literally just took them off the grill.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm really tempted to say, you know, thanks for the suggestion. However, what I'd really like to see is some diagnostics and some troubleshooting. I don't know who Wally is. I don't know if he's with Duet or if he's just a community member.
I don't really know. I don't get on the duet forums all that often, to be honest.
Yeah, he's only got 21 posts, so
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
yeah, not terrible. I'm trying the ballpark pre-cooked patties for the first time.
Gotcha.
You just kind of heat them up on the grill.
You use like a George Foreman or something?
No, I've got a gas stove, and it's got that grill section in the middle.
Oh, cool.
And then it's got an oval burner, and I throw a griddle down on top of it. I mean, I can do like 12 pancakes at a time.
Wow. That's,
So it's good for, I could do like probably 6 hamburgers and 12 hot dogs at once.
I wish I could get a new stove. Like, I actually had picked out a whole kitchen set, and then, when I started actually measuring, like, I even talked to the guys in the store and everything, and I went home to check the measurements on the fridge, and the fridge was ridiculous in size. Like, I had no idea until I started measuring, and, turned out I couldn't get the set because it was like crazy. If you didn't get the full set, it would cost, let's put it this way. They had a really expensive microwave that came with a set.
Are you
And
talking the IKEA ones?
no, I was at Home Depot.
Oh, check out, do you have an IKEA nearby?
Yeah, I do. But
They've got an IKEA, a set, stainless steel, and right now it's like, I don't know, 40% off.
nice.
You know, a $500 built-in microwave, induction kind of thing.
Yeah.
Instead of 500, it was like 250, 260.
Well, what I was gonna get at is the set was such a deal that basically, if I try to take the microwave off, it would cancel the deal, and it would make it more expensive without the microwave than with.
Wow. It's like buying the meal deal at McDonald's.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Man, I love these crimps so much better than what I used to have. Like I used to, I have like one of those ones that's supposed to be able to crimp both onto the wire and the terminal at the same time, or onto the conductors. But it's such a pain in the butt to use.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go digging into the pie log real quick. But I have to go turn it on for me to do that. So I shut it all down.
Usually leave pie logs in the bathroom.
Different kind of pie log. I was out of the house today for a couple of hours, running up and helping a friend out and dropping off some filament because Amazon was supposed to deliver filament yesterday because he had an R2 print running and he had one fewer spool than he thought, and he ended up running out. So, and it didn't show up today, so I had a 5 kilo spool of white, and I took it up there for him.
A 5 kilo spool? Where do you even find that at?
Ziltech.
Like I remember I was trying to print something really large for my wife, and I had a hell of a time finding even a 3 kilogram spool. And then the company that produced that 3 kilogram spool stopped producing filament. So I can't even get another spool from there.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. spent so long on the wiring that it almost feels weird doing it again.
Oh, you're running a live stream, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I forgot to put the link. 1 second, I'll put the link in.
Okay.
It was weird. I did a live stream yesterday, and
I saw that this morning. I passed out last night. I was in bed by 9 o'clock.
Oh, no worries.
I've been up for almost 2 days.
Jeez.
It's a thing that happens sometimes. So.
But so I was doing the live stream, and M. Rose came on, and he tried to view it, and it was listed as private.
Yeah.
Man, I'm getting a crazy echo from you right now. Like
from me?
Well, like I'm hearing myself.
Hold on. I've got you turned up a lot. How's that?
Let's see. Yep, no echo. Well, less so.
How's that? Echo?
Still getting that feedback, but oh well, I guess.
Weird. The noise canceling isn't on here right now. Odd. Hold on. Test. Check.
Hello, can you
Oh.
hear yourself?
How's that? Better?
Let's see.
Check.
Thinking that's better.
Okay. I had my mic volume turned all the way up.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's see what my system.
But what's funny about it though is that I've copied and pasted my setup for the live stream to all my videos for basically as long as I've been doing the live streams, and I've never changed the settings, and somehow that one was decided to be private. I just thought it was kind of funny. Yeah. Wonder how long it'll take me to get all this wiring on something that resembles neatness and completeness. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to get this stuff wired up so that I can run Zap. I forget what Daniel called it, but the thing for automatically finding the Z height of offsets. Should be relatively easy to get wired up.
Well, you know how it all goes, so. Right?
Yeah, all I have to do is basically wire the input to one of the Hemera bolts, I already tested the conductivity, and it's fine from the, and then touch, then all I have to do is take off the build plate, and I can just touch the build plate wherever. And oh, then I also have to run a wire to one of the inputs on the 6HC, and bada bing, bada boom. I decided, I think, that I'm gonna try to start a blog on all the different stuff I do with Jubilee. Like, I get a lot of people asking me questions, how I did the such and such, or can I see pictures of this, or just sometimes you see problems in the forum that keep popping up over and over again, and just thought it'd be nice.
What forums? I mean,
Discord.
Same.
And I just think it'd be nice to just take some of those things that I've experienced and just throw it all into a nice blog post. So next time somebody's like, I'm having such and such a problem, I can just link the blog post. And I don't have to try to reinvent the wheel a fifth time. It's like, Discord's awesome and it's a great exchange of information, but like some newbie coming into the forum and trying to find like information on a topic that was 2 or 3 months old, or well, heck, now it's close.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, so that's why I think it'd be kind of nice to try to encapsulate some of that stuff. I know that's kind of what the wiki's for, but I think the wiki's great for a lot of things, but sometimes if it's personal advice on how I think a machine might be, certain thing might be done, you know, it's where it's more of an opinion factor. I think that's a good place for where the blog can come in.
Yeah.
You know, like how I set up the dumb boards and stuff like that. I don't know that really belongs on the wiki.
Good point.
Did I? Oh. Dang it. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw the post that I made, but I think we've actually talked about this, but
where was it?
oh, doesn't matter. I was just gonna tell you what it said. What I'd like to do is I'd like to make kind of like a video on the Jubilee and kind of the community, and I was hoping.
Right. I need to get some pictures to you.
Yeah, some pictures, maybe like a little bit of footage of your machine, just kind of like a, you know, circle around it, and so like everybody can see like the different variations of the machine, and
sure.
Especially any of your specific innovations that you've done specifically. I want to capture that type of stuff.
Okay. I know my machine is a wreck right now. And I'm trying to get shelving set up so I can actually move it into a production, more of a production. I need to basically redo the wiring.
Well, I don't.
A lot of wiring is a lot of my wiring is prototype wiring.
I think that's okay. Like, it's not necessarily trying to show a bunch of polished machines. You know, some of them are going to be works in progress, or probably most of them. So I think it's okay that it's not like ready for, you know, 3D printing dog show. You know, that's okay.
Oh yeah, well, I've had nothing but recipes and nuts for a very long time, so.
Yeah. So I don't mind if it's not a polished masterpiece yet. That's not necessarily the point. In fact, a machine that's works in progress are encouraging, I think, to newer people, because it shows people that this isn't a project that's done, it's a project that's in progress, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's,
never done.
well, right, but
Never done, right?
I mean, like, you know, there's a life cycle to every project, you know, and Jubilee is still very much in the beginning, and capturing people's builds while they're still only partially complete, I think, is going to encourage people, you know, in a way where it gives them comfort that, like, it's okay to not be done.
Good point. Yep.
You know, it's a lot of what I'm trying, like, want to capture is just, like, the essence of the community working together, what it is, what the Jubilee is, and some of its potential, so that when people are coming to this project, we have something to point to and go like, here, check this out, and you can kind of get an idea of where we're at as a community. And I just think it would be fun.
I think you're right there. That's definitely a solid choice.
I don't know if something in the back of my mind inspired me based on the fact that they're starting to do or trying to get those interviews going, or what exactly, where it came from. It was just genuinely spontaneous out of my own brain, but I don't know. One day I was just like, this is something I would really like to see, even if I'm not the person doing it.
Yeah.
I just don't know who else would do it. So.
Oh, well, that's nice. I got the log rotate as soon as I boot it. Great.
Why won't this pin go in? To hell with it. I think I just need to redo all of these. My only fear is that I know what kind of video I want to make and what I'd like it, what I'd like it to inspire. I just don't know that I have the skill set to accomplish the task that I want to see.
Well, develop the skill set. Oh. Sorry.
Well, I'm gonna give it a go, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know that my best is really going to be what I want to see. Like, I'm not a writer, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know the best way to evoke the emotion that I would like to see in the video, if that makes any sense at all.
Perfectly reasonable. Reasonable concerns. Really all you can do is try it. And if you don't like it, change it, try it again.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, I feel, I guess this is the best way to put it into words. I've tried to draw a dragon a few times. I've always wanted to draw, and drawing anything that's even remotely resembling a living creature is something that eludes me. Like, I can picture in my mind what I think I want it to look like, but what actually comes out of the pencil is a far cry from anything I wanted to actually see. And that's kind of what I'm worried about for the video, if that makes any sense.
Have you taken an art class, an organic drawing class? That's something that I've had problems with in the past. I'm very much more mechanical.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, at this point, I don't aspire to draw a dragon. You know, this is something in my past.
I don't know. Drawing a dragon is pretty awesome.
Right. But my point is that creating this video, I feel like it could be something similar where I can sense what it is I want it to be, but articulating it with the pencil, or in this case with Resolve, I don't know if I'll be able to accomplish it, but I'll give it a go.
Sure.
It'll be a video that's informative. I just don't know if it'll be a video that's inspiring. Maybe that's the best way to put it. I would like it to be something that would inspire somebody to take the step forward in the project, you know, if it's something they desired.
Well, you know, if it's not something you think you can do by yourself, right? And it's gather those around you who can. And maybe even some of Josh's team. Because it sounds like what you're doing, if you're trying to do this to inspire others to build a machine, that might be something worth talking with Kaylee about. I think the chapter's out. Chapter's out. Yay! New chapter for me to read.
That's another thing I always wanted to do, is write a book. And I know first step in writing a book would be to actually write some words that go into the book. But I've never gotten more than the first page done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even care that much if it never really got read. Just writing a book, I think, would be an accomplishment.
I've known a few writers. I'm actually just restarted Faithful tonight.
I don't think I'll be doing that for quite some time.
Well, I never finished Faithful, so I only got like 8 books in. So I bet it's been a while since I've read it or actually listened to it. So I started it over again.
The last book really did feel like a finale. Like, if he'd ever wrote another Safehold book, I think it would be okay. However, it's still open. Like, it's not like it's closed to where there's no more story to tell. But it felt like
David really loves writing in Safehold. But he's working on the next Hellgate story, the multiverse. And I know this because A good friend of mine is, well, okay, Joel who did the last help multiverse book, because the original co-author got sick, and Joel wrote the book 3 with David, and that was Joel's first novel. And now she's working on the next one, and they tend to turn out 300,000 word books. So yeah, it's a thing. So they're cranking it out. So it's coming along.
I think I just need a whole bunch of these cables, and then I can cut them to length later. So do you think you're going to try to make one of the subtractive tools that E3D released?
Yes, actually, I think I will.
Me too. I don't really have any reason to, per se, but I think it would be fun just to do it.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
Like, I think it might be fun to see. But it said, one of the things that intrigues me is it said smooth surfaces. So I'm curious.
Sharp corners, smooth surfaces, and dimensionally accurate holes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one too. But I don't really mind running a drill bit through something at the end. But if it's a large hole, then it could be an issue. So it could definitely add a dimension to the printing that was previously unachievable for sure. So
exactly.
That is definitely, as soon as Luke, part of me, the part that is impatient, wants to just forego waiting for Luke to create a kit and just buy my own stuff.
Oh, he's putting together a kit? I have it. Okay, so I've been about 2 days offline. So.
How could you? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Work and life got in the way.
I was like the better part of like 2 months offline, so coming on randomly. So I'm just playing. But yeah, he's already ordered like everything but the collets or something like that, I think. I don't know how long it's going to take him to actually get the kits together because a lot of it's on the slow boat from China, quite literally.
Okay.
But it is something that's in the pipeline now. So.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, I gotta get up at like 4:20 in the morning again.
Oh, geez, that's not good.
Yeah, it's like every other day. Oh, I probably will be gone next week for a lot of it because.
You got a big job?
No, actually, I'm taking a vacation next week, and
No way!
Yeah.
Vacation!
Yeah, so I expect that I probably won't be around for a fair part, at least of the beginning of next week. Not that that really.
Oh, good. Vacations are good. You deserve vacation.
Yeah, I was waiting for the opportunity because I've been going into the Ford plant really early. Part of the reason why sometimes I just go to bed, and I was working on other projects, and then of course there was Crystal wanted to play the Pokemon game, so it was like I was getting hammered from a lot of different directions and didn't have a lot of time to be on Discord.
Yeah.
But it's been eating at me not being able to do my projects and so I'm finally able to kind of get back into it. So how'd you like the new video?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah, I realized it's weird. When I cut the video and played it to myself, everything sounded fine. But then when I try to listen to it on YouTube, it sounded like the music was really quiet for some reason. What did you experience that, or did it sound fine when you played it?
Honestly, I didn't have the music playing. I just watched it on my phone.
Yeah, I have some new intro music. That's actually my music. I commissioned it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's see what happens.
It's just the intro and the outro. The middle is some free music I got off of YouTube, but.
It seems reasonably quiet.
Yeah.
Your camera's in an interesting place. Is that just on the inside corner?
Yeah. Whoa, my YouTube stream. I don't know what it's doing.
I'm playing back your stream. I'm playing back the live.
No, my YouTube stream just ended itself, I think. Either that or my computer decided to randomly open up another web page.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's going on here.
Is that the same webcam that you're using for your? Is that the same webcam you're using for your Cam B?
No, but it's basically the same type of camera.
Oh, okay. You have it just kind of zip tied into the corner?
I'll post a picture. Although,
Oh,
pretty.
first tower coming loose. And the first tower's gone. And now your Moai gets hair. So what kind of filament is the white? Is that the stone stuff?
So I thought, or I when yeah, it's basically supposed to look like stone.
It looks really nice, and the lines almost disappear.
Yeah, I really like it. I honestly, Josh has a different brand, and looking at his pictures, I think I like his brand just a little bit better. But there, I put in live stream.
Oh, I need to get my thing up.
Yeah, I think the live stream might be down because I don't know. If it's still streaming, it doesn't look like it is in my YouTube studio for some reason. I don't know what happened to it. Like the whole page just vanished. Now I'm still streaming from OBS Studio, so I don't know if it might still be going or not. I think it might still be going.
Give me a second, and I will. Go back over to your other screen and see if it's there, because I was watching your.
Yeah, no problem.
What? You're playing with a red screwdriver or something in your right hand.
I have a red wire and a gray wire.
Okay, well that would do it. Okay, I thought it looked like the top-down view kind of looks like a screwdriver.
Yeah, it's really bizarre because I cannot get to the stream on YouTube's website. Like all I can see is my old stream's information. So, I mean, I can still see my OBS stream, and the OBS is still live streaming, so I can still kill the stream. But it's just bizarre. I don't have access to the current stream.
So Kickstarter says the emails being sent have been bouncing back. Please update your email address. That is.
Wait, how'd you get this email?
No, I'm trying to log into Kickstarter. Kickstarter is like saying that the emails are bouncing back, except they're not.
Sounds suspicious.
Well, it's at the top, and it says update your email address. It's like if your emails are bouncing back, that's the right email address. I don't have them marked as junk.
I wonder if somehow they're being blocked by your email service.
Maybe.
Like if you accidentally mark them as
junk or something?
Well, junk should go straight to your junk mail, but you can actually like block email addresses with some things so it bounces the email back to the sender.
Yeah, let's check. I don't know how to. Let's see, where would I find that in case it showed up?
What email are you using?
It's a Mac.com email address.
Okay, I haven't the first clue where you'd find it in for Mac stuff.
Well, what I'm saying, it might have been an Outlook.
Outlook. I can look on the.
Rules and alerts. I have no rules. Okay.
Yeah, I know there's a block button on Outlook. I'm just not sure how you go to find out what you've blocked and how to unblock it.
Well, I find it kind of interesting is that my search has something from Kickstarter as of like 5 o'clock this afternoon. I just added them to my Kate senders list. I'm getting stuff from top Kickstarter projects, not necessarily. Home. Options. No automatic filter. Mails from block senders. Block senders? Nobody in my block senders list.
It's definitely not that then.
I have nobody in my block senders. No reply at Kickstarter.com.
Are you sure when you were trying to recover your password that you didn't mistakenly put in the wrong email address or something?
I'm logged in. I logged in via Facebook. So,
Oh. Is your Facebook, the email you registered with Facebook, the same email that you're thinking of?
yeah.
I didn't know that. Did you get new wedge plates yet?
What's that?
So did you get the new wedge plates yet?
Yes. Oh, well, I've got a set of prototype ones.
Wedge plates. Woohoo, and titanium heat brakes.
Oh, there's my new kit. I changed my password. There we go. Congratulations, your email address is working again. Okay? At some point it probably got blocked for some reason. I don't know why. Oh well. There we go. We're good.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
Yeah, I'm listening to the Galaxy's Edge series right now.
Galaxy what?
Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
It's, I don't even know really. It's what I think the story's about kind of evolves as I keep going through it, so I don't even know how to tell you what it's about, but they do this really weird thing. They tell you a story which, you know, you feel like is whatever is current. Then the next book, like, jumped, like, 7 years or so ahead. Then the next book jumped back to basically the end of the first book. And I know it's this way because it actually sells the book in pairs. So that, like, it's actually one big book instead of two smaller books.
Yeah.
And so then that book, like, took you from present day and brought you, like, further forward. And then it kind of did this jumping back and forth thing where eventually you were following, like, the main group, and then you were following one of the individuals from the main group, and then you were back to the main group, and then that individual splits off, and then the main group continues on, and eventually they all meet up again where everything is, like, now, like, all the stories are in sync, finally, is where I'm at right now. But it's kind of, aside from the weird choice of wacky timeline, it's actually been pretty interesting. It's originally it was like a free Audible book, a short story, and I'm like, oh, that was kind of fun. So I decided to look around, and I'm like, oh, look, it's a actual book series. And what I thought it was about was, and it kind of is, in a way, is you've got like, it's based an unknown number of years in the future. We've got hyperspace travel and whatnot, but at least the first book and the intro book focus primarily on primarily on like these troopers. They call them legionnaires, and they're essentially like, you've got still got like the Navy and the Marines and, you know, these types of military forces, but the legionnaires are like the absolute cream of the crop, like the 1% of the 1% of the 1% is one of the things they like to say in the book.
Yeah.
And that's like who you're basically following for the most part. But then sometimes it like I mostly thought it was going to be, you know, Starship Troopers-esque, where you're just you're following ground pounders all the time. But then eventually the books kind of go between ground action and spaceship, you know, fighter-to-fighter combat and stuff like that. So it's been an interesting ride back and forth, and you think the main antagonist is a certain individual eventually, but it turns out that I don't think they are. I think they're going to end, I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. Basically, you think you've got your main enemy, and then they introduce a new enemy, and then you think that's the main enemy, and now they're introducing another thing that nobody knows it's the main enemy yet, but I think that's going to be the real main enemy. And maybe some of these groups, once they figure out what's happening, are going to band together and, you know, for a common cause type of thing. But I really have no idea what's going to happen. I figure at some point, you know, the good guys, whomever those are, which I'm not even entirely sure, will prevail.
Yeah, I hope so.
I could be wrong, but I mean, most books have the good guys prevail at some point. So. The only people I know for sure are good is like the Victory Squad, which is, you know, like, but then you have like the Republic, which seems to be very corrupt, and then you have these other guys that are basically, they want to get rid of the Republic and create a new system. But I think their goals are good, but their methodology is flawed as far as whether they're good or bad, ultimately placing them into the bad category, even though they're not. I don't know, so it's hard, like during the space battle, I'm like, I really don't know who I want to win. Like, you're following characters from both sides of the battle, and you like them both, but at the same time, it's like, well, both systems are corrupt, so which one do I even root for at this point? It's interesting. One of the things that's really kind of blowing my mind, like that I've been thinking about for a while, is if I had to put any of my thoughts into like words for the book, I would say it feels like Star Wars before there was Jedi. Like I feel like this is how the Star Wars, like, I don't think they're deliberately trying to do this, I think. Because there would probably be some major copyright infringement at some point if they were. but I almost feel like this began as a pre-Star Wars fan fiction that turned into a novel, and they're just calling it something else. But I swear to God, they've set up everything from the Force to lightsabers. You know, they're calling things the Republic. There's Hammerhead Corps.
Laser sword.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, right now they're just plasma torches, and they've likened them to melee weapons, and more than once. But generally, it's just for cutting through bulkheads. But there was like one of the Legionnaire used one as their primary weapon at one point. You know, so it's like, I swear, they've set up the Force. Not only did they set up the Force, but they've set up the concept of the dark side and the good, and the, like, basically the good and the bad, right? The light and the dark.
I wouldn't think overly hard around it because it's okay. So Star Wars is actually A New Hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and have you ever seen Akira Kurosawa's Forbidden Fortress or Hidden Fortress?
No.
Okay, so you should. Well, one, it's an excellent film. You should see it. But go ahead and watch that, and I think you're gonna find that it's essentially A New Hope, but set in feudal Japan.
Hmm.
And it was done in the 50s or 60s.
Well, I have no idea whether or not Lucas thought of this stuff on his own or not, but
he did. He didn't.
Well, that's not really my concern or anything like that, and I'm not even really concerned about the book, but like it's just like there's so many red flags in my mind about like, or I wouldn't call them red flags. There's so many interesting things that's popped up that make me feel like this is like a fan fiction of some sort. They've like one of the ships in the book are actually called Hammerhead Corvettes. They call them Corvettes, but every now and then they call them Hammerhead Corvettes, which is one of a specific ship in the Star Wars universe is a Hammerhead Corvette. But they have a ship in there called the Tri-Fighter, which, I mean, come on, Tri-Fighter.
Yeah, and, I wouldn't get too down with it about it.
Yeah, but get this.
I mean, even if it is a fan fiction. Fan fiction is, that's the thing.
But it gets better, though. So the Tri-Fighters are actually flown by the Empire, who are fighting the Republic. And suddenly they're kind of introducing this concept of some sort of power, and there's a right way and a wrong way, and like they've kind of delved into it a little bit. I mean, just so many parallels to like a pre-Jedi Star Wars universe. It's very interesting. I'm not worried about it or anything. I just find it, at this point, I feel like I want to think about it as like canon, even if it has nothing to do with canon, just because I like the idea that this could be a thing. I mean, it even sets up like, it seems in the Star Wars books that humans are the most prevalent species throughout the galaxy. And even right, and so they've even kind of set that up in the book, and they've even pointed out like all these humanoid species that are mysteriously like biocompatible, kind of like the Star Wars universe. very interesting. Like, I would really, if I thought the authors would actually respond to my email, I would really like to talk to them about, like, if they were inspired by the Star Wars universe, if all of this stuff just accidentally came out on the page because they weren't really thinking about what they were writing about, and this is just the way, right, you know. And even if it's not, or is, it doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of curious, like, if my theories have any bearing in reality. If they set out to do this, or it's just a coincidence. But something that interests you, you can get kind of a taste of a short story. Like, there's a 4-hour-long audiobook that's, I think it's called, like, Never Forget or something like that.
Okay.
If you're actually interested, I can look up the title for real, but...
Oh.
I know you're going to be busy with Safehold for quite some time.
Yeah.
But after Safehold.
Yep.
Took me ages to get through Safehold, but that was partially because I wasn't able to. There was like 2 reasons. One, the books are crazy long. Not the longest books I've ever listened to, but the number of books and the length of the books, I think, might make it more words than any other series I've listened to.
Yeah.
I've listened to some series that are 3 times as long, but I still don't think they have as many words.
Here we go.
What's that?
It's in the live stream chat.
No, I meant, like, what's this car thingy that you're showing me? What the? Oh, did that go through the front of the car, or did it just miss? I can't tell.
No, it went into the front of the car. It's a drill. And it pushed the car back. So it's probably sitting somewhere in the middle of the engine, right?
Oh, I see. Yeah, there's a bunch of fluids on the ground. But that could have been backwash out of the pipe, though, too.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that's a thing.
You have a dog, right?
I do. Yep, skipper key. Oh. Larg, it's almost time to go to bed.
Maybe it is.
A dog ran away, wandered into the... Huh. Nice.
I thought you'd like that. All right, I guess you're headed off to bed.
No, I want to put ends on a couple more wires, and then I'm going to head off to bed. But very soon. I'm trying to get all the ends of all the wires prepped, and then tomorrow I'll start sleeving and putting all the heat wrap on them, and then probably the day after that I'll cut them to length and put the other ends on them. That's my goal. Oh, did I ever talk to you about Bobaverse?
Which one?
The Bobaverse books?
The Bobaverse.
Yeah, Bobaverse. I know it sounds very funny, but by your reaction, I'm guessing I have not talked to you about the Bobaverse books. And they're not long books, so if you want to break from Safehold for a little bit at some point, once you get into it, and you know, let's say
B.O.B.I. verse? Denise Taylor?
Yeah, B.O.B. Yeah, James Taylor, Bobaverse. Yep.
Dennis Taylor. Okay.
Yeah.
The We Are Legion.
Yeah, We Are Legion, We Are Bob. That's the first one.
I may have read them. I may have. The thing is, I go through so many so fast.
I highly, highly recommend it be one of your next books after you're taking either a hiatus or finished with.
Do they have one where they put all of them together? Because there's not that many, are there? Or no? Looks like there's a lot of books.
Well, I know there's 3, and I thought I heard from somebody that they released another book, but I think
there's We Are Legion, We Are Bob, Wiki Fandom.
Yeah, We Are.
Looks like there's only 3 books with the 4th book in production.
Right. Yeah, I think I pre-ordered the 4th book. I think that's what it is. Anyway, absolutely fantastic books in my opinion. Narration is really good too. I think it's my favorite series to recommend to people because it's, for anybody who's into science fiction, it's like light-hearted but still like it has serious science fiction aspect to it where like they try to stay within the realm of a potential physics that, you know, they obviously take liberties like any science fiction, but
not the Singularity Trap, right?
I'm sorry, was that the Singularity Trap? I think is a book from a different series, or it might even be a standalone. I'm not sure. I forget. I listened to it, but I forget what it was about off the top of my head.
It'd be really nice if they had all 3 in a single book, like the first 3 volumes.
They might at some point, but they're still pretty new. So it's We Are Legion, We Are Bob. Yeah. And then I think for the next one is...
There are many, all these worlds.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
2-for-1 sale ends in 34 days. The 3rd book is available as a 2-for-1.
Nice.
Yeah, well, what other books are? Is there any other book on that list? Right.
If you're curious, there's the Galaxy Edge books. I don't know if they're in the list or not, but
here's one. There's some other authors that I listen by author and narrator, which is kind of fun.
I know what you mean. I will listen to all an author, or basically if I find an author I really like, I'll listen to all of his books. I have tried to follow the narrator path. That's a little bit more hit or miss.
Oh yeah, it definitely.
Like the narration might be excellent, but the book might not be as good, you know, or as enjoyable to my palate.
They have a book called, they have War of the Sparks. Greg Weissman, he does a pretty good job.
Yeah, actually, think it's Ray Porter does the narration for the Boboverse books, I believe. And yeah, I went in to try to listen to one. It was like, what was it? Like Earth Core or something like that. And I was kind of depressed about how it went down. Like, I'm like, that's, I don't know. The book covered interesting subject matter. It had interesting characters. The plot was kind of interesting, but the ultimate choices that were made were really sucked, in my opinion. Like the ultimate direction and ending of the book. And I thought the writing in general was a little on the dry side too. Yeah, what it was about was mining crews or something like that, and there was like this platinum deposit discovery. Well, the platinum deposit ended up being actual alien spaceship, and maybe I don't know if you'll ever read the book. I don't want to throw too many spoilers out there, but yeah, ultimately it just didn't go very well for everybody involved.
Yeah.
If you don't care about any potential spoilers for a book you'll probably never read, I can talk to you about it, but I don't want to ruin anything.
That's okay. I'm getting ready to pick up the Boboverse.
So far, I have yet to have anybody be disappointed in the books that I've recommended, and most like them as much as I do. Like my mom. What's that?
I knocked myself through a bunch of books. Like I'll find an author that I like in cozy mysteries, and they're about 8 or 9 hours each, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, I've gone through 11 of their books.
Like, have you gone through the Dresden Files?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big Harry Dresden fan.
Did you go through the other book by that author?
You mean
Cinder
Mara?
Spires.
Or the Cinder Spires?
Yeah, the Aeronauts Windless.
Aeronauts Windless. I'm waiting for the second one.
Yes, me too.
I like the cat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about it.
Yeah, the other one I think you'd like is Lost is his other series, which is actually really good too. So,
which series is that?
Brain teasing.
I might have listened to it, but I don't know. Ah, yes, Jim Butcher.
No, he's got another series.
Yeah, I was just looking him up to try to figure out.
Alara Chronicles? No, Codex Alara. Theories of Calderon. Calderon is the first one. Jeez, I read that back in 2011. Codex Alara. Alera.
I don't think I've done that one.
It's pretty good.
Maybe once I finish with Galaxy's Edge, I'll try that one out.
Well, I wish I could type, because I started to type We Are Bob and I got We Are Boob.
Alright, I finished with stage 1, so I think I'm going to hit the hay. I got to get up super early.
Alright, have a good night.
You too.
Later.
Bye.